Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening. Hello. I'm going to fix my camera like you know I always do. Get it in the right position before I start because I want to be hands-free. And the reason why it's at this angle because of um the stand that I have it on and I keep my phone plugged up. Hey Wanda. Thanks for joining. I'm trying to do this a little early because I know you guys work tomorrow. I don't. Well, I do work here at home, but you probably get up a lot earlier than I do. So the reason why I have this camera at this angle is because the stand that I have it on, I cannot keep the phone plugged in while I do my scopes from that angle if I have it upright. So excuse me. Um, that's why it's at this angle. So when you go look at it on Katch or something else, then it's kind of sideways. I'm going to fix that eventually. But I'm doing this quick scope tonight. I think it's going to be quick. And I just wanted to share with you. Remember, I've talked to you about the idea of burying your money with you. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure that we have money for our future generations. So one way to do it is by saving, investing, which I will share a little bit tonight. I have been reading the Investing for Dummies. I'm certain of the stock that I'm going to invest in. And I encourage you to remember, I am not a financial counselor. This is a risk. Anytime you invest in stock, it is a risk. But you have the option to not do it. Anything you do is a risk, basically, in finance. But this investment that I am certain that I want to invest in, and I'll talk about that a little later. But I want to share my 1 week of spending. I've been using this book. It's called Be Money Wise. And all it is a little booklet to show you how to track your money. If you can see, it tells you how to write down the items that you spent, how much it costs, and you can track your spending for a week, a month, a year, however you choose to do it. I decided to do mine for a week because I don't want to tell you to do something that I have not done. I use these, and I used to, when I was in the military, I was a financial management trainer, financial management counselor for about 6 years. The last 6, I want to say maybe 7 years of my career, I was a financial management counselor. So I would counsel other sailors on spending before they made major purchases to show them how much money they had, how many assets they had, how much net worth. So that's training I had that I haven't been using. But I wanted to do this for a week, track my spending for 1 week to see how much money I spend in 1 week, how much I spend on needs, how much I spend on wants. When I say wants, this planned buy, something that I have been planning to buy and that I have perhaps set aside money to purchase, but it's not a need. It's just something that I want. And also impulse buys. Impulse buys are purchases I have not planned. When I go out of the house and I see something, I buy it right then. Or I go to the ATM and buy it, or whatever the case may be. But it is not something I have set aside money to purchase, but I purchased anyway. That's an impulse. So I've separated this book into my spending into needs, wants, and impulse. And on last week, which was from Sunday till yesterday, till Saturday, I spent a total of $664.45 in 1 week. Now, some of that was bills and needs, things that I needed to take care of, which were bills. That was my cell phone, electric. These things are automatic bills, so they come out of my account automatically, and I don't have to do them thinking about it. So those are needs. I need electricity. I don't necessarily need a cell phone, but I can't do this without it. So I guess that is a need. So my cell phone and dog food. I have 5 dogs, trying to get rid of them. But I have to take care of them while I have them. So those were needs. So for my needs, I spent $422.53. Of that, $664.45. 400, a little over 400 went to my needs, which is good. Something that I have to spend money on, that's, to live. Except for the dogs, but I have them, so it's my responsibility to take care of them. And my wants, this is planned buys, money that I set aside to purchase something with. My planned buys, I spent $67.37 on my wants. And this week, money I set aside to purchase something that I wanted, that was $67. Now, my impulse buys this week, from Sunday of last week to Saturday yesterday, my impulse buys totaled $174.55. Not good. Not a good thing. My impulse buys was more than my set aside buys, my wants. That's not a good spending habit right there. So what I do, I keep my receipts. I didn't bring one over here with me. I keep my receipts, and I encourage you also to keep your receipts for the entire year. One reason why is when on your taxes, when you there's an area where you can claim your state and local taxes for your everyday purchases. When you fill out, your tax preparer or you or whoever fills out your taxes fills in that block, it'll give you an estimation of what you may have spent in state and local taxes that year. That's your tax that you spend on any purchase that you make. But if you keep your receipts, you can put that information in yourself. But is it necessary to keep your receipts for that? I guarantee you spend more than what you get. So you can keep your receipts too, and that's good for tax purposes. And plus, you get to keep up with how much you actually spend in a year if you are keeping your receipts, even gas receipts, because taxes included. Excuse me. Even your gas receipts. So, as for me, I see that this week the impulse spending was out of control for me, as far as what I should have been buying, what I wanted to buy, what I set aside money to buy, and what I actually bought on impulse was little over about $250 of things that I did not need. So of that total of $664, about $250 of that was things I did not need. That's 1 week of spending. 1 week. Okay, so in that 1 week, I spent $250 of things money I could have saved or invested in something else. Invested in this stock that I'm about to purchase probably tomorrow. My goal is to purchase it tomorrow. But so keeping up with your tracking just for 1 week, just so you can see what you're doing with your money, is important as we go forward and talk about this, burying your money with you and how to spend your money wisely. Because like I said before, when you come into a lot of money and you don't have a good concept or good spending habits and being able to establish what's needs, wants, and impulses, and you're not used to quenching that impulse buy, then you can spend out of control like I did this week. Now, I did keep the receipts for that impulse buy. $85 of it, I know for certain. I have it taped to the dresses. I bought 3 dresses this week. 3. And I have they're hanging up, and I have the receipt taped to it. So if I choose to take them back, everything is right there prepared and ready for me to take it back. So I just wanted to share that with you, what I've done this week. That's in 1 week, and I still have mortgage to pay, mortgage, water bill. I still have other things that I have to pay within the next couple of weeks, where that $250 could have gone. Okay, so you have to think about, pay your bills first. Pay your bills first, always. And then pay yourself, and then you have your wants money. Have your emergency fund, your vacation fund or whatever you want to have those extra accounts for. But bills are always important because you need light, well, for the most part, electricity, water, and a roof. Clothes would be nice, but you can get those at thrift store. So I just wanted to share that with you this evening because it is important to watch your spending, because as you increase financially, you want to keep that money in your pocket. You don't want to spend frivolously and that money comes easy come, easy go. Like I said, I did in my early 20s. I know I made thousands of dollars weekly that came in and out the door quickly. So just wanted to share that with you tonight. I'm preparing for class tomorrow. So tomorrow I will be back on. I'll let you know about the investment and this. I would like for you guys to you don't have to have one of these. You can do a spreadsheet. You can write it down. However you want to keep track of it. But keeping track of your money is very important on what you spend your money on. Now, I have to start over this week. That's just week 1. I'm going to do this for a month, the month of March, to see how much money I'm spending. So between yesterday and today, I know I spent more money today. So I have to write that down. So bearing your money with you, what I spent this week was it was over $650, less than $700, and a good portion, a little over $250 was not necessary. So I want you to be mindful of your spending and your spending habits, because we want to be financially wise. You're not going to get what you can't be trusted with. Some people get that money and it's gone, and then they look back over their life or those couple of years when they had that money and be like, where did the money go? We want to know where our money is going. We want to know what we're doing with our money. Hello, Ebel. Thanks for joining. We want to know where our money is going. We want to know what we're doing with our money. I'm talking about my week of spending. I was sharing about, I've been keeping track of my spending for the past week. And I spent a little over $650 in a week. 422 of that was necessary needs. When I say needs, that's things that you have to have, like paying your bills, things you need to take care of yourself, food. If you have animals like I do, food. And then wants, wants is money that you have set aside or planned spending. These are things that you don't need, but you want, it's a planned buy, or you plan to buy or spend your money on this particular thing. And then there is impulse. Impulse is things that you do not plan to buy or spend your money on. And when you leave out the house, you come back with it. So I spent $422 on needs, $67 on wants, and $174.55 on impulse. Not good. That was not smart of me. So but keeping track of it, when we keep track of our spending, we can see where our money is going. Like I said, I still have the receipts for that stuff I bought. So, no, actually it was Marshall's, Marshall's and Five Below. So because I'm going to be talking about an investment that I'll be making hopefully tomorrow, and I'm going to share that with you. But I believe this investment is going to be lucrative. And before we can come into a lot of money or get used to having money, we got to learn how to be wise with it first. We have to learn how to curb our unfruitful, our unnecessary spending habits, where we are consciously thinking about our spending and not just when it comes in our hand. My mom used to say, your money is burning a hole in your pocket. We don't want our money burning holes in our pockets. We want to be comfortable having money in our pockets. and let it sit there and be there, because we want to leave something for our next generations. I always talk about the legacy, having a legacy. We are the foundation. Our next generation builds on it, and generation after that builds. So we don't want every generation to start from ground zero. You want your next generations to build on something that you've already provided. And in that, you give them an opportunity to be more creative, because they don't have to spend their time, energy, efforts, and resources starting from ground zero. So, I'll say for me, I've had to start from ground zero. My mother didn't teach me. My grandmother, I assume, didn't teach her. So we're at ground zero now, but it doesn't have to stay that way. We want to start here in our generation where we are building the foundation for the next 3, 4, 5 generations. Every generation will increase in wisdom on how to spend, and wisdom on being on their creativity, how to do things better, how to be more efficient. We just got to give them the foundation so they don't have to spend their time, resources, efforts on the bottom level. So again, if you would, because I asked my viewers and my followers to track your spending for 1 week, and that's why I did it, so I can show what I spent in this 1 week. And I was amazed. Yes. You will. Yes, do it. I mean, everything. Keep your receipts. When you go to the store, make sure you get a receipt. That way, if you forget to write it down, you have a receipt where you can go back and do it. I have this book. I have these for 6, 7 years while I was in the military. I taught financial management. I was a financial counselor. So I have several tools that I haven't used, I know, for 2 years now. So I'm like, why this information that I have, this information that I know, why don't I just share it with my friends and my followers? Because it's very helpful. And if we can do this, we can see where our money is going. I want to say for 18 years of my military career, I was in financial management. So I had to keep track. I was given budgets, millions of dollars of budgets, several budgets worth millions of dollars, some a couple $100,000, but many of them millions of dollars. And I had to keep track of every penny, every cent. With government money, every dime has to be accounted for. Every penny has to be accounted for, even half of a cent. Everything has to be accounted for. So I know how to do that, and I'm thinking, like, why don't you just use this information, not just for yourself, but to help others? And so here we are. And the idea, E, can I call you E? E Bell, is that we don't bury our money with us. And the idea of burying our money with us is we consume everything that we buy in this lifetime. Okay, thank you. Everything that all our finances, we spend on ourselves, and we leave nothing for the next generation. That's burying your money with you. If you've ever heard the phrase, and people say it a lot, well, you can't bury your money with you. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because if you consume it all on yourself, that's burying it with you. So we don't want to do that. We want to leave something for the next generation. The idea started from, I'll give you a little background. The idea started, I was having lunch with my daughter, one of my daughters, and some more friends around. And there was this guy sitting across from me that I'd never met. He just happened to be at the lunch. And he talked about how he buys a new car every 2 years. And he talked about the idea that he loves to spend money. He and his wife enjoy spending money, and they have all of these nice things, and they enjoy spending money. As they get it, they spend it. And I was thinking, what are you leaving for your next generation? And what are you teaching your children about money? That when you get it, you just spend it? Because the purpose of buying a new car every 2 years, why? And, just from having a conversation with him, It's to prove to other people that you can do it. Not that it's necessary. It's just proving, the idea that we sometimes want to show off and prove to other people that we can purchase a new car every 2 years. It's not a necessity unless you're driving the car so hard that you have to buy a new car. But that wasn't the case. It was just something that he wanted to do. You know what you can afford. Is it necessary that you floss to show other people? No. As long as your car is running in good condition, you don't necessarily need a new one. And if you have 3 or 4 cars and it's just you, can you drive them all at one time? So the idea that we consume as much as we can on ourselves because we say you can't bear your money with you is not necessarily the truth. We can bury our money with us, but we don't want to continue that cycle. We want to break it right here, right now, on our level, doing what we can do to start and build a foundation for our next generations and teach our children that consumerism is not a great thing. It's okay to buy and have nice things, but we want to put those things in perspective. What is necessary? Do I have everything that is necessary? And have I set aside things that I want, money for the things that I want? And do I have my impulse buying under control? Because, we tend to go out of the house and be like, oh, I'm going shopping. We don't have a list of things that we want to purchase. We see things as I'm guilty. Thank you, dear. I am so guilty. I would just be like, oh, I'm going out to the mall. It's Saturday. And I would go straight to the clearance rack, right? In my mind, we all do it. We all do it all the time, and we don't think about what we're actually doing because probably no one's taught us about being wise with our finances and being, good money handlers. No one taught me. I had to learn on my own when I was broke all the time and had nothing. I got tired of that situation. I was like, hey, I'm doing something wrong. I got to figure this out. But I had to figure it out for myself. Now that I know what I was doing wrong, and as you can see, I'm not perfect, spending $170. Was it $170? How much was it? $174 on impulse buys in one day. I did that all yesterday. So like I said, some of that's probably going back. It has to, because that was just unnecessary. I'm convinced Walmart to set up info to spend. Yes, you go in with one idea, but there's always something catching your eye. And then you think in your mind, I need that. When in actuality, you really don't. But they have made it so convenient for you to buy unnecessary stuff. That's why they put everything you could possibly need in that one store. Things for your hair, things for your nails, things for your skin, food, clothes, artsy things, shoes, TVs, furniture. I mean, you don't have to go anywhere else, unless you need something from a specialty store. But you go in, like tonight, and I have to write this purchase down. I went into Walmart to get deodorant and, it was deodorant and, oh, come on. What was it? What did I go to get? Well, I went to get 2 things. I know deodorant was one of them. And one other thing, less than $10 buy. But I end up spending like $60. I've got, I was like, these 2 things, I got this big cart. These 2 things just don't look right all by themselves, So I started putting other things. I'm walking around the store trying to figure out what else I could put in the cart, So instead of me knowing that I was going for 2 items, deodorant and cotton balls, oh my goodness, I can't remember what I was actually going for. But I know I got more than what I went for, But that impulse, and I'm like, okay, this is something else I got to write down as an impulse buy. The deodorant, I need it. you know, because I'm running low. You don't want to wait till you're out of something to go and get it. So I realized I'm running low. Let me go get some. So I didn't just get some for me. I got some for my daughter and my best friend who's currently living with me. So I get those things for us. And then what was the other thing? There was something else. I cannot remember. I don't know why. But I put more things in that cart than I should have, you know, and I probably would have put more if I wasn't thinking. Same scenario. I went to the store hungry. Ooh, hungry. Oh no. Don't, when you go to the store hungry, everything looks good. You consider like, can I eat that? That looks good. Probably something you don't normally even think about when you go to the store. You're like, you know, guacamole, guacamole with extra salsa on the side or something crazy. You'd be like, you've never even tried it before. But, you know, $55 later, yes. You know, you just get stuff and you'd be like, I'm just going to get a salad. Then you go buy the salad and be like, ooh, burritos? I can have that tomorrow, you know. Ooh, that pizza right there. And then they have that little section of food that's already hot. It be smelling all good, and you be like, "Oh, let me get one of them chicken wings," you know. And that impulse, you know, is something that is so hard to control. Like I said, and samples, yes. So we have that impulse, that thing that when we go in, we don't have that control most of the time to not get more than what we need. You know, sometimes you go in, you realize, oh, this is something that I needed that I didn't put on my list. You know, so you could probably put that as a want or, you know, a need. I'll say a need because it's something that you actually need that you didn't put on your list. But we definitely have to get our spending under control because as people of color, we spend tons of money without thinking about it. We have very little control as a whole. Not everyone, no, not everyone is like this, but as a whole, we have very little control over the impulse. You know, because if we did, we would shut down Jordans. You know, Michael Jordan would not be making billions of dollars off of us, right? So if we can get money wise, not that we want to take money out of his pocket, but we don't want to spend all of our money on him. We should be building our own businesses and our own brands. So if you can, I'm going to be conscious of that this week. Please do. If you just write it down, or if you, with your phone, when you make a purchase, take a picture of your receipt. Every time you buy something, take a picture of your receipt. But, you know, think about what you need. Roof over your head, electricity, water, you know, like I said, I have animals. I have 5 dogs, so I got to feed them. What else do I have? I teach school, so I have to have school supplies. I have to have food. You need food also. Things to sustain you and just to live. But then there's things outside of that. You know, you have clothes. You know, I got to stop saying that. You know, I'm working on that. You have clothes, but do you need new ones right now? Shoes. You have shoes, but do you need new ones right now? Or can they wait till another time? Like ice cream. Yes. I'm fasting right now, so I can't have ice cream, but you better believe when I'm done, me and a tub of chocolate ice cream going to be best friends. Okay? Cuz I love chocolate. I haven't had any in I don't even know when. I'm looking forward to it. But and those impulse buys. Impulse gets us every time. I did not realize that my impulse buying was second, you know, in my spending this week, vice my wants, which were planned buys. Impulse buys took over the planned buys. It was twice as much as my planned buys. So I do want you to be conscious. I want you to think about Where's my money going this week? If you just track it for 1 week. Now, I know I still have a lot of, needs. I still have to pay my mortgage, which I have to do tomorrow too. Pay that and a few other bills that I have to take care of. So I'll write those down also. I'm going to do this for a month and track everything that I've spent in 1 month. And at the end of the month, I'll tally it all up and show what I have spent, just like I've done in this 1 week, to show myself and to show others how we can better spend our money and how we can keep track of what we're doing with our money. Because, you don't want to just keep letting your money fly out the window all the time. We don't want to do that. We want to be conscious of where we are spending our money and what we're spending our money on. So I gotta get ready for class tomorrow. I'm rearranging. I got a new desk. Please try it, and I'll be back on tomorrow. And at the end of the week, I'll do this. Try to do it earlier at the end of the week, because I have to be conscious of the fact that not everyone is up late like I am, and you are very, very welcome. I have to be conscious that not everyone else is up like I am. So I have to do this earlier. So next week I'll do this earlier. I have everything. You're usually at work. Okay. Well, you can go on, if you miss it, you can go on Katch.me and put in I_am_she, SHE, from 4 to 1. Okay. So I will be mindful to maybe try to do it before that time, or try to get, so you can get in. But if you don't get it, you can go to IAM_AM_ME at Katch.me and look me up, and then you'll have a whole list of videos that I've done. If you get time, you can watch them. I'd appreciate it. And we're gonna do this together, because I want you to be smart with your money. I want to be smart with my money, and I want us to build together, because I care about you, and I care about what you do and how you live, even though I don't know you personally. But I care about what you do. I mean, some of you I do know personally, but some I don't. But I still care. I mean, it doesn't matter if I know you or not. I care. I do this because I care, and I want us to build together. We have the resources. We have the capacity. We just need the information. We need the understanding, and we need the education on how to do it and how to spend our money wisely. So 1 week, try it for 1 week. I did it for 1 week. I want you to try it for 1 week. If you just keep your receipts, get a receipt for everything. Get a receipt, keep them in a pile at the end of the week. Separate them by date, add them up, or you can separate them by needs, wants, and impulse. Add them all up individually, then total them up together, see what you spent, and let's see where our money's going. Okay, so thanks for joining me. I appreciate it so much that you would spend your time with me on this evening. You didn't have to, but you chose to, and I appreciate that very much. Thanks for the love. I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to talk about this investing thing. We're investing in Twitter stock. That's specifically Twitter stock. Because of this tool that we are using right now, Periscope. So it's a very wise, I believe, investment. And we'll talk some more about that tomorrow. And thanks again for joining me. It's nice to meet you too, dear. And if you can, go back to and watch some of my other videos on Katch.me. And you can look up I am she or SMSPANN, and my profile will come up. So thanks for joining me. I want you to know that you are beautiful, you are smart, you are intelligent, you are creative, you are loved, and you are needed. You are a seed bearer. Women, you are a seed bearer in the earth. That means you're a seed carrier in the earth, and we need you. Men, you are a seed producer in the earth, and we need you too. So love yourself, love others, be sweet, be great, be kind. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.